So,
Yeah.
how did Urban Jungles Radio come about? Like, whose idea was it? When did you guys start? How did you start?
Um, it's tough. Like, I was just exuding awesomeness, and I had to bottle it up somehow and give it to the masses. And so I started Urban Jungles Radio, and I knew that Andy had the same passion. And then just one day, like, I saw him, and I was like, oh my God, I'm doing something cool and need you to be a part of it. And Andy, being the ultimate wingman, was like, yeah, bro, whatever you need, I'm down. And I said to him, Andy, we're going to change the world. And I showed him that we would do that. And he jumped on, we changed the world, and the rest is history. And we're continuing to change the world, and we're expanding into the universe because we know that there's an extraterrestrial zoological world out there that needs us. We're there.
Very cool. So, outside of UJR, are there any other projects that you guys are involved in outside of UJR and animals and things like that, or are you guys just all about UJR?
So I am the zoological world. I'm the Beastmaster, in that sense.
And based off of what he's just said, I can tell you that there's no other group of people that party like keepers of animals.
Now I'm partied up on the way to the ball, so let's play. You take a shot, I take a shot, you take a shot, we take a shot. Hey, we are party people.
Haters are gonna hate, man.
This is true. It's interesting. I like what you said about you actually labeling yourself as a junior keeper. You still have a lot to learn. In my 22 years of experience with keeping reptiles, I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people are not willing to say that, I don't know this, I don't know this. They pretend that they know everything. And those who do know everything, or seem like they know everything, they may have somebody come up to them with what may seem like a dumb question, but these people forget that they actually started somewhere. They started on the bottom knowing nothing, and now they'll blast people because, oh, why would you ask such a stupid question? I don't know if you guys have noticed that on other forums or heard people talking about that. But that's definitely been my experience in some arenas that I've played around in. You guys
Absolutely.
Like that?
Absolutely, and it's not even just on forums. I mean, it's in everyday life. It's, it's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, it's any of these social media sites. And, Danny and I were having a conversation coming back from Chicago about that. All of these big-time keepers, our Ben Siegels, our Tom Crutchfields, our Jay Brewers, our Brian Barcheks, they all started from somewhere. They all started not knowing anything about what they were getting involved in. And eventually they did learn. It wasn't ingrained in them. They weren't born with it. It came from somewhere. And that's what I think a lot of keepers are, like I said before, junior keepers like myself are kind of missing. Everyone expects with as much information that can be get from, a computer at the touch of a keyboard. You can find anything you want. But no one's really asking questions. And those that are asking the questions are being shot down for being a quote-unquote idiot or a quote-unquote jackass for not knowing the right answer. How is anyone supposed to learn without asking the questions? So then it becomes a point where no one's going to ask questions anymore. They're just going to do it on their own. And then we're going to have problems with animal health care, animals escaping. It breeds horrible situations for the animals and the people.
You hear that, folks? You heard that straight from Andy over at UJR. He just told you what it is. Go out, research, do everything you can.
Do it!
Don't be irresponsible. It's your responsibility to get this stuff taken care of, folks. Ask questions. There's nothing wrong with it.
Absolutely.
Know your
Absolutely
place.
not.
If you're not an advanced keeper, don't act like it. There's no shame in being.
And if you're an advanced keeper, and if you're a good advanced keeper, then you know that you're learning every day too.
This is true. I'll be 27 this year. I've been keeping reptiles since I was 4 years old. I got a hold of 2 hatchling eastern painted turtles when I was living in Maryland, and like Andrew said, it's been downhill since then. It's just been a snowball effect. When I was living at home in high school, I had a twin-size bed. I had over 300 animals in my 10-by-10 room. It was absolutely ridiculous, and I had 10,000 crickets coming in a week. Thank God my parents were understanding enough to know that this was my life. This is what I was going to do. Nothing else. And of course, every time a new animal came home, he'd get upset about it. Like, at least it's not heroin.
Damn straight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that argument never really works, does it?
It worked for me quite a few times until snakes started coming home. And we had problems. But, you know, as long as I was breeding leopard geckos and basilisks and things like that, everything was pretty good. So, you know, obviously you guys do a lot of traveling for all the shows. Tell us about that. How do you guys pack up? How do you get there? You know, what's your favorite part? You know, like, just give us an overview of your time at any one specific show that you want to talk about. Whether it be Tinley that you guys just covered and some of your YouTube stuff, and I heard on last week's show you were talking about it.
Yeah, man. Sorry, I didn't know you were waiting on me.
Or either one of you, it doesn't matter.
No, well,
your interview.
We're very lucky. We definitely get to travel a lot. We've been invited to some pretty spectacular places, and that's really what the basis of our travel has been, which is why we're lucky. Some really great people have reached out to us, like Ben Siegel, like Brian Potter, and they're like, yeah, you know, we need it to come down hard. We need it to happen well, and we need urban jungles there. And so they know that we come there, we're going to bring, you know, the two edges of the razor. We're going to bring the hardcore love for reptiles and animals in general. And then we're also going to bring the fun, and we're going to lay it down, and we're going to do it like nobody else. So as a result, we've been lucky enough to go to some really great places. Most recently, we came back from Tinley, and I'm still recovering from Tinley, actually, myself. It's been quite an experience. Just when we thought we had a grip on what was going to happen there, and we planned for the most absurd things possible, we very delightfully surprised ourselves with having a better time and even more absurdity than we originally planned for. And, I mean, as far as packing our bags, we basically try to get past TSA with as much as we possibly can without getting pat downs. It usually does not work for Andy, but it's okay because it makes for good videos when he's getting patted down and harassed by TSA. So at this point, I've come to put all the more questionable items in his luggage, which is also an asset. And so I've learned that definitely helps when packing. And overall, like I said, we just we basically go wherever we go, and we try to push the boundaries. We try to do things that nobody has ever done. Some people think it's crazy. We like to think it's just pushing the fun. We do things in a way nobody gets hurt and everybody has a good time. First and foremost, we're respectful to, you know, the animals and the whole, you know, theme behind keeping animals. We try to always portray a little bit of professionalism even when we're having fun. And I don't know, man, we have a good time. I think Andy and I can easily say some of the best times of our lives have happened through Urban Jungles Video over the last couple of years. The last 2 years have been an amazing roller coaster ride, and just when you think things couldn't get better, they do. So right now we're hanging on, and we're gritting our teeth, and we're seeing how far we can push this and have a good time with it. And so far, we haven't been let down. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I think that's one of the key things that you just said. Have fun with it. And there's a lot of people in this hobby industry that aren't having fun with it. You know, they're doing their dry, you know, changing water bowls, you know, water bottles, changing paper, changing bedding, you know, doing stuff like that. No one we can see is really having fun with it. And I think that's why we're enjoying it so much, because we're the ones that are bringing the fun to the people. We're the ones that are putting it out there for the people to see. You know, we're the ones that are going to Ben Siegel's shop at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting everything set up for his Midnight Madness sale for the next day. We're the ones who are going to Tinley, setting up tables, setting up our own lounge so that people can come and hang with us. And I think that's one of the best parts about it for me personally. And I know Danny can share that feeling as well. You know, this past Tinley experience has been one of the best, if not the best, experience I've ever had in my entire life traveling outside of the state. You know, we have our local shows here, and you know, we're our own local celebrities in the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. People come up, say hi, take our picture. You know, it's cool to hang out with you know, people from our area, because at this point we know a lot of them because we go to the same shows over and over again. So you get to see and recognize the same people. But you know, in this past year and a half that we've gone out to Tinley 3 times already, it has just gotten better and better every single time. The amount of people that come and show us the Jungle Junkie love is just incredible.